Hello, I'm Coach Q, and I'm super excited to be here today with Black Script Productions. I'll be talking with the founder and CEO, Lesha D, and also the amazing cast of the new series, Dating. How do you feel?
Nervous.
It's okay. It's okay. This is an honor for me not to just have this moment to talk to you as Coach Q, because that's what I do. But first and foremost, you're my sister. You're my little sister, and I'm proud of you. And it's amazing to see the work that you do and how it all comes together, and how when you were a little girl in the garage creating stage plays with stuffed animals, it's amazing to see you actually have live people, real people that are believing in you and supporting your dream. And so when you think back at that little girl that was just in the garage and pulling everybody she can to, hey, watch my show, and every stuffed animal that you could find in the closet to make a cast. When you think about her and you think about where you are now, what would you say to that little girl that was believing all the way back then?
To not stop. Yeah. It's so funny that you say, because you have been watching me all your life, all my life you've been watching. And it's amazing what it has come to be today, and even what it's gonna be in the future. But yeah, if I could reach back and talk to me back then, I would just tell her to keep going. No matter how hard things get, because they did get hard. No matter who laughed or didn't believe, just keep going, because it's gonna turn into something incredible. And here we are, right?
Yeah. I like that you would say keep going. Because the little girl in you didn't know who you would become.
No.
But now I have another question is, what would you say to the little girl? Because now you've grown up and you're living in the thick of it and you're still becoming, and she doesn't know who she will be. What would you say to her?
Wow. Still keep going. Because life has a way of covering up that little girl or taking her away. And I have went through that before. It's just the innocence of everything that I do sometimes can be taken away or misconstrued. So if I can speak to her, I'll just tell her to stay alive. And don't be afraid. Stay in the limelight, because she is me still today. The imagination of the little girl is what honestly creates this big thing.
You said you would tell her to stay alive and she would tell you to stay alive or keep going. Staying alive is such a powerful thing. It alludes to the idea that it hasn't always been easy to stay alive. On this journey, how have you stayed alive? What has kept the fire burning and the drive going? What has that been for you? How have you managed to do that over the years with all the triumph?
God, first of all. And I know that's a cliche thing already, right?
It's okay.
I know that it's a cliche thing to hear, but when I say he's my rock in everything that I do, when I'm reading my scripts out loud, that's the one I'm talking to. He gave me this gift, even if it's vulgar, even if it's, I'm just like, yo, God, you told me to do it, I'm gonna do it, but what you want me to write? He sent me here to Buffalo from Atlanta, and I was afraid to come here with this content, because everybody know me as the church girl or but if anything kept me going, I know it was just God first, and then my children. And so I have a son and I have a daughter, which I love so much. And I think the thing that keeps me going is that whenever they see me working on something, or I say I'm going to set, they're proud of me, and they get super excited, even though my content is not for them. But if they can see a little bit of the show that doesn't have anything vulgar in it, they're jumping up and down. They're so proud. And that keeps me going. Then it's my family, you guys that support, that won't let me give up. it keeps me going. It's also hard sometimes when the expectation is so high for you to do well and make it because they see the gift. But I just got to keep pushing because I know what life I want to live. I know what life I want to give others and my children and my family. A lot of times this platform, and it's not even for me, is the joy that I see on others' face when they come on set and when they get to become and get to live out their dreams. That's what I live for. I want to change the lives of others.
Yeah.
And it automatically changes my life.
Yeah.
That's the joy.
So it's for others.
It's for others.
Now, you said you're a mom, right? And so often we just think about when we see people in their element, we only see them in that one dimension. And people will lean on you to be that. How difficult is it to be a mom, a sister, a daughter, on top of being writer, producer, CEO?
It gets difficult, but it also brings me so much joy. Because I know even though I don't know what's to come, I know something is coming. You know? And so in those hard moments, that's kind of what I look to. My children, they don't know. They just like, Mommy on set, I'm proud another project is coming out. And, and I just be ready to fall apart sometimes. Having to be away from them so much is hard for me. Having to explain to them that, oh, you'll see me tomorrow, not today, because by the time I get off set, y'all be asleep. That's hard. Or they just see me take them to school sometimes and then see them after school and then I have to go. That's hard. Or having to take them to Atlanta because I have to be on set here and I don't really have the time while in production mode. That's hard. It's hard. And then as for my family, you guys are my friends. You know, we have a really huge family. And my family, y'all like this with me. Sometimes I don't get a chance to talk to you guys as much as I need to. Or by the time I talk to you, I am overwhelmed. Or I feel like I'm drowning. And it's so crazy because my cast don't know. But I give everything here. And by the time I see the last person off, I'm drained. But I understand I'm on assignment to do something so much greater than me. So yeah, it's hard because then Mommy and Daddy, who I love so much, they're getting older and they look to hear from their children every day. And there's times where, you know, they're so understanding. But Mommy will say, I haven't heard from you in a few days. And it's honestly because when I get off set, it's just, I haven't found the time or the balance. I think that's the hardest thing. In trying to be a daughter and mom and sister, something goes lacking. Because I don't know exactly where to place everything just yet. I have not figured it out.
Absolutely.
I haven't figured it out yet. But I know everybody's going to watch it, so I just want y'all to know that I love y'all so much. And I need you guys. You guys are my backbone in all of this. I think about Lamond and wow, that's crazy. He gives me his time. He got a family, his own business, and he's the only one shooting this show. He just believed in me so much. Anything I need, he'll make it happen. Anything I discuss with him, he makes it happen. And for you, those of you watching and don't know who Lamond is, my little brother. It's my only little brother. But he treats me like his little sister. And he just take care of the vision. And yeah. And I feel like sometimes I come to him with my vision, but I don't get the chance to tell him how much I appreciate him. Because it seems like every time I see him, I got to tell him something about what I got to do on set. But It's so much bigger than that. He's so much more important than that. He's a daddy, a husband. And, so it's tough. I think the hardest thing about it all is balance.
Yeah.
I don't have it yet.
I always tell people that balance isn't real. It can only be attained for a moment. I'm a scientist, and I can think about all the times when we used to put something on a triple beam balance, and if you walk past it, it would wobble. And so I often say prioritize and not balance. Because if we try to balance, we may be giving energy to something that can wait.
Yeah.
Right? And with fulfilling your goals and your dreams, it's also about sacrifice.
Yeah.
And there are things that we have to sacrifice in order to get to the next level, in order to see the vision come into full manifestation, right? And so you are making all of these sacrifices, and you are, seeing the kids less and talking to your family less than you would like, but you also know that I have my eye on the prize.
Yeah.
It's not just your family depending on you, but there are other people's visions who are connected to yours.
Very much so.
When you think about God trusting you to not only make your dreams come true, but to be the facilitator of others' dreams, how good does that make you feel?
Incredible. First of all, I really honestly be thinking like, yo, for real, why? Me? Yeah, you trust me with all of this? I remember when I didn't even understand that the vision was bigger than me. Then I found out that the vision was bigger than me, and then I panicked. I was like, yo, I don't want to drop the ball. But I'm so honored that he would trust me with this much. Like, yo. It's mind blowing. I have asked God several times, why me? One thing that the Lord told me, and he broke it down to me, that, Alesha, you are the platform. And that gave me an understanding of who I am. Because I didn't know. I was looking for other platforms. And, I still want those platforms. No. I was looking for other platforms. And when the Lord told me, like, no, you're the platform. So you're holding other people's dreams and visions and all. Yeah. They're coming to you. That helped me understand, like, oh, wow. Okay, God.
Yeah. It's also a lot of responsibility.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Yes, 100%.
That I don't even get a chance to explain or tell everyone. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I just do it.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'm just doing it. I'm like, yo, I don't even know okay. We doing it. When the Lord even told me, like, yo, you got to go to Buffalo to do this production. And I said, oh, yeah, Buffalo? From Atlanta? Cool. I didn't understand it. But I knew I had to come back to Buffalo, though, at the same time. I knew I did. Coming here even helped me more realize how big and how great the responsibility is.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's a sacrifice. It's the trust.
Yeah.
It's favor. It's all of the things, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
When we think about that. And so this isn't your first series. This is your second one.
Yeah.
And so first you did covers.
Yeah.
And you did covers in the middle of a pandemic.
Yes.
How did covers prepare you to now take the leap to come back to Buffalo to shoot Dating?
Oh, my God. So, first of all, covers was supposed to be a bunch of mini-sodes. So, like, 5 to 10 minute episodes. And, well, first I moved to Atlanta to continue my stage plays, because I was doing stage plays here in Buffalo. Moved there. I said, okay, I can do that there. And then COVID hit and shut everything down. I didn't know what I was doing. Me and Lamont, we had never done camera work or anything like that. But I was like, okay, I wrote something. He's like, all right, let's do it. I grabbed my nieces and nephews, our family members, and was like, okay, y'all want to be a part of it? They like, yeah. And we did it, and then we put out the trailer, and we realized, oh my God, the trailer is better than the show. Then I said, I gotta rewrite. I was rewriting the show, an episode every week. We were doing the music, dropping. Lamont was editing every single week. COVID was, the shutdown was here, so we had all day to work. It was times we were on set for 16 hours. But even though we yelled cut on set, we went there, took a 2-hour nap, uploaded everything, wrote the songs that same night, uploaded, edit these episodes, and put it out. Oh my God. Right? It was bananas. One day we have to do an interview with Lamont and CJ, the ones that was working behind the scenes with me. The load was so heavy. It was so crazy. But season 1, Lamont carried a lot of season 1. Oh God, right? Season 2, that's when he was like, okay, Leash. His wife had a baby. And he couldn't do none of the editing. He said, I'll help you shoot it. Then it's on you. I had never edited anything, and I had to learn all of the projects, the editing software. Girl, I thought I couldn't do it. But the Lord told me I had to finish it before I could even start this project. I wrote this project 2 years ago. And I was like, oh no, I want to do this project so bad. But I couldn't finish it until I did season 2. And I sat down and I finished season 2. Mm-hmm. I did all of the scoring. Of course, wrote the music. I did all the editing.
Right.
And it was crazy because I thought I couldn't do it. I thought, okay, I can't do nothing without Lamont. Like, I can't edit, I can't. And the Lord showed me. He showed me this even before when I was doing plays. I had someone I was doing plays with, and he was always there with me. Mm-hmm. James, always there with me to do these plays, and I was feeling like, okay, he's making it happen, and he moved away. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Then I had to keep going, and the shows got bigger. Same thing happened with covers. And so season 2 prepared me for here. Mm-hmm. Covers sharpened me on my directing. Lamont is really hard on me when he say, yo, what do you want to see? You. Don't let everybody else speak for you. What do you want to see? That all shaped me for here. Mm-hmm. I know exactly what I want to see with this show. Mm-hmm. Can't nobody tell me nothing about this show. Because I sat down and I wrote it and I seen it and I want it just like that.
Yeah. And
I talked to Lamont and he's going to make sure it is just that way. The cast, I work them and they give me just what I want and more.
Yeah.
These are bad boys, man, I'm telling you. But, so covers prepared me for this, but it also showed me, Alesha, this is your vision. Nobody else's.
That's the key.
Yeah.
It's yours.
It's mine.
When you know that it's yours, no matter who goes, who comes, who stays, who leaves, what you have, lack, nothing can separate you from what is yours except you. Mm-hmm. Right? A lot of times we get occupied with circumstances and resources, but that's not enough to separate you from your vision. Mm-hmm. Because God gave it to you without the resources in your account and without the cast members around you.
Yeah.
He trusts you to go out there and get it.
Right.
Right? And so you mentioned earlier about being a church girl, and you're like, I'm writing a show that's more vulgar. Yeah. That's out of the box. Mm-hmm. But also real life. Tell me a little bit about dating and what is the show about and what inspired you to write it?
I was watching this show and I seen the behind the scenes of the show. And so I just seen this world of love and family and Black excellence. And I said, well, I want to do that. It's so crazy because a lot of the stuff that happens in dating didn't necessarily happen to me. But I know it's happened through conversation or what I've seen or, and then some of me, you know? So what inspired me? I just wanted to create something that I would enjoy watching, that other people would enjoy watching and that they can relate to. And so I sat while I was working overnight in Atlanta and I wrote the show on my iPad, on my iPhone, in my notes. And I don't even know these characters. I started off with Alice, which is me. I will play the main character. But it's so crazy because I didn't know that when I was writing it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna start off with this girl Alice that's just having a hard time with dating. I don't even think I was in the place of having a hard time with dating when I wrote dating. I just knew it would be good. I don't know. That's something that I can do. It just kept going. Mm-hmm. It kept going until I became these characters in the show. I cared for them. I knew them and I understood them. And they became real to me. Mm-hmm. So I started with Alice, and I understood Alice so well. I said, I don't know if I can cast anybody else for Alice. I think I got to be Alice. I called one of my really good friends, and I was like, June, I want to read you this. And he's like, you got to be Alice, right? I'm like, ah!
That was your confirmation.
I think that man. And I'm like, okay, so what type of friend does Alice need? So Alice is more like real serious, not as fun. She worked her 9 to 5, and then she has her best friend, Dre, her gay best friend. And boy, one of my favorite characters.
I was fortunate to see a clip of Alice and Dre. Mm-hmm. And I remember you reading me the script. Yes. And I think what was so exciting when I seen the clip is that it was everything that you read to me. It was just like, oh God, here's the visual. Yeah. The character Dre brought it to life. Absolutely. Right? And so I think it's so cool how you start off with just an idea. Right? An idea, pen and paper, right? And you're writing down these ideas, you're creating these characters. Yeah. And then you find people that fit the mold of the characters that you created beforehand. Right?
It's incredible.
It's incredible.
I sit back and I just really be in awe. I know they think I'm crazy, but I just really be like, oh my God, from every little details. I really honestly think God sent me. I know God sent me this cast that I have today. Everybody. Because they came in and they understood the vision and respected. And they work hard to become. They are these characters. You can't tell me otherwise. Right. It's so crazy. From the time they walk, is when I held the auditions, I didn't know who was who just yet. Mm-hmm. But when I finally told them, what role they were gonna play, child, they became these people. They became them. Oh my God! And it was magic to me. Yeah. I went back. Is that little girl that was like, oh, I seen this before. Right. I wrote this and I've seen this whole thing. And so when they come and they really do they big one. I learned that too. I'll tell you about that. They like blows my mind. Blows your mind. So is that they're exciting Alesha in the garage, that little girl. It's like, y'all making this.
They're stuffed animals.
They are literally.
They came to life.
They came to life.
Which I'm going to get a chance to talk to the cast and really talk to them about becoming their character, and what does this role mean to them? Yeah. And how does their journey here? How did they get here? I'm excited to hear about them. We often talk about the life of a dreamer, right? And the life of a dreamer is not always pretty. It's not always exciting. It has moments of excitement and joy, but it has real moments. Yeah. If you were talking to a life of a dreamer, somebody who's just dreaming, they're just watching you, and they just think, wow, look at what she's doing, what would you tell them?
Oh, if they was just watching me and just in awe of what I mean, that's cool, right? But it is not as pretty as what it seems, not as easy as what it looked like. Everything I'm doing right now is I'm funding off of my money, my 9 to 5. It's hard. It might look like, okay, they budget must be crazy. And it ain't even like that. When I say I have to put everything in it, everything. When I clock out of work, I am rushing to set. And that's what people don't quite understand. What it really takes. Sometimes they don't know what it takes. So they try to jump and they do it and they realize like, oh my God, it's so much work. I'm leaving. I'm not doing this. I can't do it. So if they were watching it, I would definitely tell them, stick it through. It's a process. Yeah. It's a process, but it starts with you. Because if you don't do it, if the dreamer don't do it, nobody else is gonna do it that comes under you. If I didn't do it first, you think this full cast will come and do it? Mm-hmm. If I didn't show up like I show up, you think they're gonna show up? No. If I didn't believe 110% of what you think they're gonna believe? No. So it's that thing in me that just believes that it's gonna work. That okay, it's gotta work.
Yeah.
I'm going too hard. It gotta work.
Gotta work. All right. Well, it's been amazing talking to you.
Yeah.
It's gotta work.
Yeah.
You gotta believe.
Yeah.
You gotta keep going. You have to stay alive.
Yeah.
That's what the little girl said to you.
That's it.
And so I'm proud of you. I'm super excited about dating dropping and excited to talk to the cast.
Yes. Me
Thank
too.
you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Love you, my sister.
Love you too.